Alright lads, so today we're here to talk about the new point event, why you should farm it, and also maybe give you some advice on who to actually use that precious item on. That of course being the Mind Special Move Swords. If you don't know what these are, it's a very rare item that we basically get once every 3 or so months, and it's a free duplicate for any character in that given attribute. In this case, it's a free duplicate for a Mind character. That essentially has a lot of value to it. You can't really put a number on this particular source. But I will say, as someone that does have many 5/5 characters, someone that's hunted for a character 5/5 multiple times, having a special move source will save you thousands of orbs, potentially even money. So when you have a free one like this that's very easily accessible, all you got to do is get 5 million points on this current point event. It's definitely recommended that everyone playing the game goes ahead and picks that up. And with that said, I was able to farm up 4.5 million points just last night, and after doing this ultra quest, which does reward us with 500,000 points, we are going to get to that 5 million checkpoint when we are going to get that free special move source. I do want to say right from the get-go, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to pick this up. I did get a few comments last time this was available saying it's a bit difficult. It's really not. Point events in general are super easy. Day one accounts can beat it. Obviously, it really depends on how many bonus characters you have, the max being 4. The more bonus characters you have, the more points you're getting, and the easier it is to reach 5 million points. But even then, even with no bonus characters, you have 2 weeks to do this. You can do 10 times runs on the extra stage 1 and 2. Once 3 and 4 drops, you get around 20% more points on average. So this is probably going to be like the easiest grind ever just to get a super valuable item. If you need to buy soul tickets with orbs, it's worth it because at the end of the day, this could save you thousands of orbs. So let's jump into the ultra point event quest and get this quick 500,000 points, right? So I'm using Red 2 because Red 2's basically been my go-to character for basically since her release. She's a very good character, and we're not really going to struggle with this particular quest. I do actually like manually playing these ultra quests because they do feature enemies of poise, so you have to be careful. You can't really just go front forward and just use your strong attacks. Sometimes you got to play it safe. For my entire team though, we're just using the Beyond Blanca characters because that's what I had them on my team. Would have loved to pick up Gin and also Quincy Ichigo just to supercharge my Retsu, because Gin would increase her movement speeds and then Quincy Ichigo would give her the extra bit of recharge every time we move into another map. I don't think she really needs it, but I just love auto with this character. Essentially on auto, she just spams her SA1 and 2. And because she has the extra built-in recharge, she's able to just non-stop use those particular strong attacks. I'm also very fortunate enough to have a max transcended too. But going into the final stage, we're up against the boss, Don Kanoji. We're just going to use our Soul Bomb. Our Soul Bomb should kill, right? Maybe not. I believe we kind of fixed that as the one on the boss. I'm not entirely too sure though, but let's find out. We do have weakened defense, and we were able to kill it. Not too bad. Lovely. Even if we did die there, we had 2 other characters to follow up. But with that quest done, under 2 minutes, we're going to get those extra 500k points. We've now officially hit 5 million points. And there we go. We have the special Mind Move Source. Lovely. So going over to my character materials, we can see down here, we have our special move source. I've actually been saving a few of my sources here. We're counting on 2 technique, 1 speed, 1 mind, and also 2 rainbow. Personally, my goal was to save the rainbows for someone like Giselle to finally come out into the game. She probably won't be out for a while. But as of right now, I'm basically saving all my sources for the Burn the Witch collab. That should potentially happen within the next few months. But with that said, you might be wondering, you just received 5 million points, you got your special move source. What Mind character currently in the game is worth using that special item, a Mind move source, to level up the character to that next level, get those extra bit of stats? As always, for those that have seen my past videos, what I always recommend to do is usually save your special move sources for a character that is 4/5, because that's when you get the biggest jump in DPS for the most part. Now, you could make a case giving a character a dupe, let's say Yamamoto, for example, right? He's SP10, special move level 1 out of 5. If we gave him that move source, we would get the focus slot, and that would increase his damage output by, I believe, around 20%. It's a pretty big damage increase. It's not bad, but personally, I don't like doing that. I always like to save my move sources for a character that is special move level 4 out of 5, because that's when you see the biggest jump in difference here. So in this case, 7th anniversary Ichigo, basically the best Mind character in the game. If I was to use that source on him, it would get him special move level 5 out of 5. His Soul Bomb would hit harder, which is important because that's a big aspect of the character. And then it gives us access to that 6th slot where we can try and roll SP, and now he's doing significantly more damage and a significantly better character. So usually that's what I recommend, is to save those sources for a character to get 5/5 to get that final dupe. And that's why I still have move sources despite me using them on a regular basis. Additionally, saving them for more rarer characters, like, again, limited characters, novel, for example. These characters aren't, you know, they are still somewhat common, but they aren't going to be as common as someone like Lisa, for example. Despite Lisa being a better character, she is premium, and you're going to get more chances to pull her in the future, especially as she starts to become a tad bit older. She'll be more so in fillers. So maybe using a move source on a premium character isn't really the smartest thing to do. But at the same time, I'm going to be honest with you, lads, I don't think, as of right now, there's a single mind character in the game worth using your source on. Usually when we make these videos, we give you recommendations, we talk about characters that are worth the value, but Mind right now is in a very bad state. There isn't really that many great characters for Mind to use them on. Again, as of right now, the two best Mind characters in the game is 7th Anniversary Ichigo, a premium character, a character that will be featured on the 8th Anniversary banner, so I know I'm gonna pull him in like the next few or so months. He's definitely a character that would be technically worth using a move source on, but again, premium, I know I'm gonna get him in the future, so I don't need to use the source now. Same with Lisa, she's a great character. Getting that, I guess, focus slot would be actually beneficial here, but she's premium. If we actually have a look at the album just to see the characters that I'm missing, for the most part, I'm actually only missing a few here. But even then, my opinion doesn't change on some of these characters. This Okyo in question is actually a really good character. Getting him duped out wouldn't be a bad idea because you want to use this character in Inheritance Trials, for example. And the better stats he has, the better he's going to perform. And since you're kind of forced to use him, it might be a good idea to give it to him. But again, premium character, wouldn't recommend it. Same goes to this Nelliel. She's also a super link sort farmer. Is on the more limited side because she is a seasonal. But I just don't think as of right now, Mind has enough good characters to really use those sources on. You could make a case to give it to someone like Daddy Ichigo, for example, round 14. He's still a really exceptional character in Guild Quest, for example. People still use him there. I still do too. He is 1000 year Blood War. Doesn't return that often. Is a tad bit odd. Do understand that. But maybe if you have him 4 out of 5, putting that final dupe into him just to finish him might be something you want to do. But Mind right now, I think, is in a really desperate need of a new character. And that's what I would recommend saving that source on. We know Mind is going to get a new character. Again, our best characters right now is basically 7th Anniversary Ichigo and Lisa, and they're easily topped. Power creep in the recent months have started to get a bit crazy. You know, Quincy Ichigo, for example, even Gin and Mayuri are great, Tensatsu, and we're going to get characters to the likes of them in other attributes, especially the Mind attribute. It's only a matter of time. And whenever that new broken Mind character comes out, you might be better off just using it on that particular character. Once more, Burn the Witch is set to come out potentially in the next couple of so months. If one of them ends up being Mind, that character is going to have significantly more value to use that source on because one, Burn the Witch characters are super rare. They're probably going to be quite good too. One would hope so. So they would be more so worth your move source. So I do think most people watching this video should save their move source. I don't think it's really worth using on anyone right now. But at the end of the day, it's your account, your move source. If you have a character that's 4 out of 5 or even 1 out of 5 and you want to, you know, level them up, take them to the next level, upgrade their stats, by all means, use on whoever you want to, right? The best way to play this game, as always, is to use it on your favorite characters. Let's say, for example, you are a Nelliel simp. You want to get a 5/5, you need one more dupe, use that move source on her, by all means, go ahead. There's ultimately nothing wrong with doing that, but for those that want to just maximize this very rare item, the special move source, it's definitely worth just waiting to get that new best Mind character. Hopefully it's someone you actually like and pull, because then they're going to be the better character to use on right now. Mind doesn't have enough good characters or enough rarer characters for the most part to actually use a source on. Because believe it or not, our last limited character, like basically novel limited, was Kenpachi. He came out at the end of 2021, so we haven't had like a super limited Mind character in a long time, and that's probably why it feels like Mind doesn't have that many good characters. They haven't had an opportunity to get a good character just yet, because all the Mind characters we do get are either seasonals or premiums, and by default, those characters are significantly worse when compared to the limited characters. So I would definitely recommend most people say their move source. I'll be doing the same too. It's only a matter of time now before we get a new broken Mind character, potentially for Burn the Witch, potentially for 1000 Year Blood War, potentially even for the anniversary. If you did go ahead and use your move source, I'm kind of curious to know who you used on, so let me know in the comments below. But with that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you get that move source, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.